Admiral Jack Morrison stood at the main window of Luna Command, watching Earth slowly turn below. The blue marble looked peaceful from here, but Jack knew that peace was about to end. His hands were steady as he held the alien message, though. His heart was racing. Dr. Lisa Grant walked into the command center, her face pale. She had been studying the alien transmission for 3 hours, checking every word and symbol. As Earth's chief expert on alien languages, she was the only human who could fully understand what the message really meant. "Admiral, we need to talk," Lisa said quietly. "This isn't just a warning. It's a death sentence." Jack turned away from the window. At 55, he had fought in the Mars colony wars and survived the asteroid mining conflicts. He thought he had seen everything, but nothing had prepared him for this moment. "Tell me everything," he said. Lisa activated the holographic display. The image of a massive reptilian creature appeared in the center of the room. Its scales were dark green, and its yellow eyes showed no mercy. This was Admiral Keithvar of the Vorthak Empire, speaking for the entire Galactic Council. "People of Earth," the alien's voice was cold and harsh. "You have violated galactic law. Your species has spread across star systems without permission. You have built colonies on 17 worlds that belong to others. Your chaotic nature threatens the peace we have maintained for 1,000 years. Jack watched as more alien faces appeared on the screen. The Zephyrians looked like living crystals, their bodies reflecting light in strange patterns. The Hive Collective representatives were insect-like creatures with multiple arms and compound eyes that seemed to see everything. "The Galactic Council has made its decision," Admiral Keithvar continued. "You have 30 standard days to withdraw all human presence from space beyond your home system. Return to Earth and stay there. Any human ships found outside the Sol system after this deadline will be destroyed. Any human colonies that remain will be eliminated." The message continued with technical details about the withdrawal process. Lisa had translated every word, but the meaning was clear. Humanity had to give up everything they had built among the stars or face complete annihilation. "How many ships do they have?" Jack asked. "Our deep space sensors detected massive fleet." "Movements," Lisa replied. "Conservative estimates suggest 10,000 warships, maybe more. They're gathering at the edge of our space right now." Jack felt a cold weight in his stomach. Earth's entire fleet had less than 200 ships. Most of them were exploration vessels and cargo haulers, not warships. The aliens could destroy every human settlement in space without breaking a sweat. Captain Ryan Bell's voice crackled over the communication system. He was commanding the exploration ship New Horizon at the very edge of human space, further out than any other vessel. "Luna Command, this is Bell. You need to see this." The main screen switched to Ryan's external cameras. Space was filled with alien ships as far as the sensors could reach. Massive dreadnoughts hung in formation alongside smaller cruisers and fighters. The fleet was so large it blocked out the stars behind it. "My God," Lisa whispered. "There are so many of them." Ryan's voice was calm, but Jack could hear the tension underneath. "Admiral, they're not just sitting there. They're moving into attack formations. Whatever this deadline is, I don't think they plan to wait for it." Jack activated the emergency communication channel to Earth. Within minutes, every military base, space station, and government facility in the solar system was connected. President Claire Adams appeared on one screen, her cabinet members on others. Military commanders from Mars, Europa, and the asteroid belt all joined the call. "Ladies and Dan," "Gentlemen," Jack began, "we have a situation." He played the alien message in full. The silence that followed was deafening. These were people who had spent their lives building humanity's presence in space. Now they were being told to abandon everything or watch it burn. General Sam Carter was the first to speak. His weathered face showed no emotion, but his voice was hard as steel. "How long do we really have?" "Captain Bell reports enemy fleet movements," Jack replied. "They might not wait the full 30 days. "What are our options?" President Adams asked. The question hung in the air like a death sentence. Everyone knew the answer. Earth's military was strong enough to handle pirates and small conflicts, but not a galactic empire. The aliens had been traveling between stars for thousands of years, while humans had only left Earth 2 centuries ago. Lisa pulled up tactical displays showing human positions throughout space. Red dots marked colonies, mining stations, and research outposts. Yellow dots showed the locations of Earth's ships. Everything humanity had built beyond Earth looked tiny and helpless compared to the alien fleet. "We could try to negotiate," suggested Ambassador Helen Price from the Diplomatic Corps. "Maybe offer them something they want in exchange for our colonies." "What could we possibly offer them that they don't already have?" General Carter asked. "They've been conquering space since before humans discovered fire." Captain Ryan's voice interrupted the discussion. "Luna Command. The alien fleet is moving. They're heading deeper into our space. Estimated arrival at the outer colonies in 6 days. 6 days. Not 30. Jack realized the aliens had never intended to honor their own deadline. The message was just a formality before the slaughter began. "All ships are ordered to return to Earth immediately," Jack commanded. "Begin evacuation of all outer colonies. We'll make our stand at home." As the meeting ended and people began making desperate preparations, Jack remained at the command center window. Earth looked so small from here, so vulnerable. In less than a week, alien warships would fill the space around his home world. But as he watched the blue planet turn slowly beneath him, Jack thought about something the aliens didn't know. For the past 50 years, Earth had been preparing for this day. Deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, scientists and engineers had been working on something the galaxy had never seen before. The aliens thought they were dealing with a primitive species that got lucky with space travel. They had no idea what humanity had really been doing during their years among the stars. Earth looked defenseless, but appearances could be deceiving. Jack allowed himself a small smile as he watched the evacuation ships launching from Luna Command. The aliens were about to learn why humans had survived and thrived on one of the most dangerous planets in the galaxy. The war was coming to Earth. But Earth was ready. 2 miles beneath the Colorado Rocky Mountains, Colonel Kate Williams walked through corridors that officially did not exist. The elevator ride down had taken 12 minutes, passing through layers of rock, steel, and security systems that would stop an army. At the bottom, she entered a world that no alien had ever imagined. The main chamber was enormous, carved out of solid granite and lined with technology that gleamed under bright lights. Hundreds of scientists and engineers worked at stations throughout the space, their faces focused and determined. This was Project ZEUS, and Kate had been its military commander for the past 8 years. Dr. Paul Harris looked up from his workstation as Kate approached. His white hair was messy from running his hands through it, and his clothes showed he had been working for days without rest. As the project's chief scientist, Paul had dedicated his life to making ZEUS a reality. "Colonel, we got the message from Luna Command," Paul said. 6 days until the alien fleet arrives. Can we be ready?" Kate studied the massive displays that covered the chamber walls. They showed a three-dimensional map of Earth with thousands of red dots scattered across every continent. Each dot represented a ZEUS installation, hidden beneath the surface and connected by networks that ran deeper than any mine shaft. "We have to be ready," Kate replied. "How many installations are online?" Engineer Nina Ross joined them, carrying a tablet filled with technical data. She was younger than the others, but her brilliant mind had solved problems that had stumped scientists for decades. Nina had designed many of the systems that made ZEUS possible. 85% of primary installations are functional, Nina reported. The polar collectors are at full power, and the deep Earth taps are drawing energy from the planet's core. We're generating more power than any civilization in recorded galactic history. Kate nodded, but she knew that power alone wouldn't be enough. ZEUS wasn't just a weapons system. It was a complete transformation of Earth into something the galaxy had never seen before. A planet that could defend itself. General Sam Carter's image appeared on the main communication screen. His face was grim as he delivered the latest intelligence reports from space. "Colonel Williams, our deep space sensors confirm the alien fleet is massive. Conservative estimates put their firepower at levels that could crack a planet. Normal. Defenses won't even slow them down." "Good thing we don't have normal defenses," Kate replied. "General, ZEUS is designed for exactly this kind of threat. We're not going to try to match their firepower. We're going to make their firepower irrelevant." In another section of the facility, civilian engineer Tony Blake worked frantically with physicist Dr. Amy Stone to bring the final systems online. Tony had spent 5 years building the energy collection networks, while Amy had solved the theoretical problems of weaponizing planetary forces. "Amy, the magnetic field generators are drawing power faster than we calculated," Tony said, sweat dripping from his forehead. "Are we going to overload the system?" Amy checked her calculations again. The numbers were staggering. ZEUS was designed to use Earth's magnetic field, geological energy, and atmospheric electrical activity as components of a defense system. No one had ever attempted anything like it before. "The planet can handle it," Amy said confidently. "Earth has been storing and generating energy for billions of years. We're just learning how to use it." Kate walked to the central control station where the ZEUS core computer hummed quietly. This machine was more advanced than anything humanity had built before, combining human engineering with technology recovered from crashed alien ships over the past 50 years. Most people didn't know about those crashes. Over the decades, various alien scouts and exploration vessels had malfunctioned or been damaged while studying Earth. The wreckage had been quietly collected and studied by teams of scientists who reverse-engineered alien technology and improved upon it. Dr. Paul Harris joined Kate at the core computer. His fingers moved across the control interface, checking system after system. Each ZEUS installation was connected to the others through quantum communication networks that operated faster than light itself. "Kate, we need to discuss the activation sequence," Paul said quietly. "Once ZEUS comes online, there's no going back. Earth will be changed forever." Kate understood what he meant. ZEUS would turn Earth into a fortress world capable of projecting power across entire star systems. The planet would become something unprecedented in galactic history, a world that could not be conquered. "Paul, look at the alternative," Kate replied. "If we don't activate ZEUS, humanity dies. Every human colony gets wiped out, and Earth gets turned into a slave world. That's not a choice. That's just surrender," Nina Ross called out from her station across the chamber. Colonel, we're receiving priority communications from Luna Command. Admiral Morrison wants a status update. Kate activated the secure communication link. Admiral Morrison's face appeared on the screen, along with Dr. Lisa Grant and several other military commanders. Behind them, she could see the frantic activity of Luna Command as humanity prepared for the coming battle. Colonel Williams, I need to know if ZEUS will be ready, Morrison said directly. Our conventional forces can buy you time, but not much. The alien fleet is beyond anything we've ever faced. Admiral, ZEUS will be ready, Kate replied. But I need you to understand what's going to happen. When we activate the system, Earth is going to become something the galaxy has never seen. We're not just defending our planet. We're redefining what a planet can be. Dr. Lisa Grant leaned forward. Colonel, what exactly does that mean? Kate looked around the chamber at the hundreds of people who had spent their lives building ZEUS. These brilliant minds had created something that would change the nature of warfare itself. Dr. Grant, imagine if a planet could think, could fight, could protect itself like a living creature. Imagine if you could turn an entire world into a weapon while keeping everyone on it safe. That's what ZEUS is. The communication ended, and Kate returned to overseeing the final preparations. Throughout the facility, teams worked around the clock to bring every system online. The ZEUS installations on every continent were charging, their energy collectors and preparing for activation. Tony Blake and Amy Stone joined Kate at the Central Command Station. Their faces showed exhaustion, but their eyes burned with determination. Colonel, all systems are ready for activation, Tony reported. We can bring ZEUS online as soon as the alien fleet enters the solar system. Kate nodded and looked up at the chamber ceiling, knowing that miles of rock and 2 miles of atmosphere separated her from the stars where humanity's enemies were approaching. Then we wait, she said. And when those aliens arrive expecting to find a helpless world, they're going to discover that Earth bites back. Ambassador Helen Price adjusted her formal diplomatic uniform as the shuttle approached the neutral station at the edge of human space. The Meridian station hung in the darkness between stars, a place where different species could meet without entering each other's territory. It was humanity's last chance for peace. The station was enormous, built by an ancient race that had disappeared thousands of years ago. Its black metal surface reflected no light, and strange symbols covered its hull. For centuries, it had served as neutral ground for galactic negotiations. Captain Dale Turner piloted the human delegation ship Earth's Voice toward the station's docking bay. His crew was tense but professional. Everyone knew this mission was probably hopeless, but they had to try. Ambassador, we're receiving docking clearance, Dale reported. The alien representatives are already aboard. Helen looked out the viewport at the massive alien ships surrounding the station. Each vessel was larger than Earth's biggest battleship, and their weapons could turn planets into dust. She had studied alien cultures for 20 years, but facing their military might in person was terrifying. Captain Turner, keep the ship ready for immediate departure, Helen ordered. If these negotiations go badly, we'll need to leave quickly. The docking procedure took 30 minutes. Helen's diplomatic team included Dr. Lisa Grant as xenobiologist and translator, along with military advisor Colonel Mike Davis. They had prepared for months, studying every aspect of Galactic Council politics and law. The interior of Meridian Station was as mysterious as its exterior. Long corridors stretched in impossible directions, and the gravity felt strange, as if the station created its own physical laws. Ancient lighting systems cast shadows that seemed to move on their own. They were escorted to a vast meeting chamber by robotic guides that had maintained the station for unknown centuries. The room was circular, with a raised platform in the center and viewing areas arranged around it. This was where galactic disputes had been settled for thousands of years. Admiral Kethvar of the Vorthak Empire was already waiting, his massive reptilian form dominating one section of the chamber. His scales were deep green with red markings. That indicated high military rank. Yellow eyes studied the humans with obvious contempt. "So, the animals have come to beg," Kethvar said in perfect English. His voice was deep and harsh like grinding stone. "This should be entertaining," Crystal Singer, Velthanis of the Zephyrian Collective, stood near the Admiral. Her body was composed of living crystal that reflected light in mesmerizing patterns. When she spoke, her voice sounded like musical chimes, but the words were cold. "Human delegation, you are here to discuss your species' surrender. The Galactic Council has already made its decision. This meeting is merely a formality." Helen stepped forward, drawing on decades of diplomatic training. She had negotiated trade agreements and peace treaties throughout human space, but nothing had prepared her for this moment. "Honored representatives of the Galactic Council, humanity comes seeking peaceful resolution to this conflict. We believe there has been a misunderstanding about our intentions and actions." A third alien representative moved into the light. This was hive mind designation Zextar of the Collective, an insectoid creature with 4 arms and compound eyes that seemed to see everything at once. When it spoke, the voice was actually dozens of voices speaking in perfect unison. "There is no misunderstanding, human. Your species has violated galactic law by expanding without permission. You have claimed 17 worlds that belong to the Council. You have built military installations in space that was not yours to claim." Dr. Lisa Grant activated her translation devices and cultural analysis systems. She had studied these species for years, learning their languages and customs. But seeing them in person, she realized how little humanity really understood about galactic politics. "Ambassador Kethvar," Helen began formally, "humanity was not aware of these galactic laws. When we began our expansion, our species developed space travel independently and had no contact with galactic civilization until recently." The alien admiral's laugh was a harsh barking sound that echoed through the chamber. "Ignorance is not a defense animal. Every intelligent species knows of the Council's authority. You chose to ignore our laws because you thought you were strong enough to challenge us." Colonel Mike Davis watched the aliens carefully, analyzing their body language and tactical positions. As a military advisor, he could see that this was not a real negotiation. The aliens had already decided humanity's fate. "If we withdraw from the disputed worlds," Helen offered, "would the Council consider allowing humanity to maintain limited presence in space under Council supervision?" Crystal Singer Velthanis moved closer, her crystalline form reflecting the chamber's ancient lighting. "Human delegation, you do not understand your situation. The Council has decided that your species is inherently chaotic and dangerous. You cannot be trusted with space travel." The words hit Helen like a physical blow. She realized that the aliens weren't here to negotiate territorial disputes. They were here to pronounce humanity's death sentence. "You want us to return to Earth and never leave our solar system again," Helen said slowly. "You want to imprison an entire species on one world." Hive mind Zextar's compound eyes focused on the human delegation. "Not imprisonment, human. Containment. Your species will be allowed to exist on your birth world under Council supervision. Your chaotic nature will be controlled. Dr. Lisa Grant stepped forward, her voice steady despite the terror she felt. What you're describing is slavery. You want to turn humanity into prisoners on our own planet. Admiral Kethavar's yellow eyes blazed with cold amusement. You speak of slavery as if you have a choice in the matter. Your species numbers barely 10 billion individuals spread across 20 worlds. The Council controls 1,000 star systems and commands the loyalty of millions of worlds. The alien admiral activated a holographic display that showed the current military situation. Red symbols indicated the massive alien fleet gathering at the edge of human space. Blue symbols showed Earth's pitiful defensive forces. Look at your situation objectively, humans. You have 200 ships. We have 10,000. Your most advanced weapons are toys compared to our technology. Your colonies are defenseless against our forces. Helen felt her diplomatic training crumbling as she faced the reality of humanity's situation. These weren't negotiations. This was a surrender demand delivered by beings who saw humans as nothing more than dangerous animals to be caged. Captain, Dale Turner's voice crackled through Helen's communication device. Ambassador, our sensors are detecting massive energy signatures from the alien fleet. They're charging weapon systems. The aliens heard the communication, and Admiral Kethavar's expression showed satisfaction. Your time for discussion has ended. Humans, return to your ship and deliver our final message to your leaders. Crystal Singer Velthanis approached the human delegation, her crystal form pulsing with light. Tell your species this. Any human vessels found outside your solar system after the deadline will be destroyed without warning. Any resistance will result in the complete elimination of your species. Helen realized the meeting was over before it had really begun. The aliens had never intended to negotiate. They had simply wanted to deliver their ultimatum in person and watch human despair. We understand your position, Helen said formally. Humanity will consider your terms. As the delegation left the meeting chamber, Colonel Davis whispered urgently to Helen. Ambassador, they're not going to wait for the deadline. That fleet is moving into attack position right now. Helen nodded grimly as they returned to their ship. The last hope for peace had died in that ancient chamber. Now humanity would have to face the might of the galaxy alone. But as Earth's voice pulled away from Meridian Station and began its journey home, Helen thought about something Admiral Kethavar had said. The aliens believed humans were just animals who had gotten lucky with technology. They had no idea what was waiting for them on Earth. Commander Luke Evans stood in the Deep Space Monitoring Station at the edge of the solar system, watching his sensors with growing alarm. The alien fleet had crossed into human space 2 days ahead of schedule, and their numbers were beyond anything humanity had imagined. Sir, I'm counting over 12,000 ships, reported sensor operator Janet Kim. That's 20% larger than our worst-case projections. Luke studied the tactical display with professional calm, though his heart was racing. The alien armada stretched across space like a moving constellation of death. Massive dreadnoughts led the formation, each one larger than Earth's biggest space station. Behind them came cruisers, destroyers, and fighter carriers in numbers that made Earth's entire fleet look like a handful of toys. Send the updated count to Fleet Command, Luke ordered, and activate the automated beacon systems. If we don't make it out of here, Earth needs to know exactly what's coming. On Mars, Fleet Admiral Beth Clark received the transmission in her underground command center. As the highest-ranking military officer in human space, she had spent the last 3 days preparing Earth's defenses. Looking at the enemy numbers, she felt like a child with a slingshot facing an army. How long until they reach the outer defense perimeter? she asked her operations officer. 18 hours at current speed, Commander Sarah Hughes replied. Admiral, our entire fleet consists of 193 operational ships. We're facing an enemy force 60 times larger than our own. Beth looked at the strategic display showing human positions throughout the solar system. Red triangles marked the locations of Earth's warships, scattered in defensive formations around the outer planets. Blue circles showed civilian evacuation, ships carrying refugees from the outer colonies. Captain Joe Martin commanded the first line of defense near Jupiter's orbit. His squadron of 12 fighters represented humanity's most advanced combat vessels, but even they were outdated compared to alien technology. Joe had fought pirates and raiders throughout his career, but never anything like this. All pilots, this is Squadron Leader, Joe announced over the communication channel. Remember, our job isn't to win this fight. Our job is to buy time for the ZEUS system to activate. Every minute we keep them busy is a minute closer to Earth's real defenses coming online. His wingman, Lieutenant Carol Baker, checked her weapon systems one final time. Captain, intelligence reports suggest each alien dreadnought carries more firepower than our entire fleet. How exactly are we supposed to slow them down? Joe's laugh was grim but determined. Carol, we're going to hit them fast, hit them hard, and get out before they can respond. Make them think twice about charging straight at Earth. 2 billion miles away, deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, Dr. Carl White monitored the ZEUS startup sequence from the primary control center. Banks of computers processed data from thousands of installations worldwide, preparing to transform Earth into something the galaxy had never seen. Colonel Williams, all primary collectors are drawing power from Earth's magnetic field, Carl reported. Deep core taps are accessing geothermal energy at levels we've never attempted. Atmospheric electrical collectors are charging from storm systems across 6 continents. Colonel Kate Williams studied the massive displays showing Earth's energy profile. The planet was generating power at levels that dwarfed the output of entire star systems. But ZEUS was more than just a power source. It was a complete reimagining of what a planet could be. How long until full activation? Kate asked. 12 hours for basic defensive systems, Carl replied. 24 hours for full offensive capabilities. But, Colonel, we've never tested ZEUS at these power levels. We're literally learning as we go. Kate nodded and activated the communication link to Fleet Admiral Clark. Admiral, ZEUS will be ready for defensive operations in 12 hours. I need your ships to keep the aliens busy until then. Beth's image appeared on the screen, her face showing the strain of command. Colonel, I don't know if we can hold them for 12 hours. Our preliminary engagement suggests the alien weapons are devastatingly effective. Admiral, you have to hold them, Kate replied firmly. If the aliens reach Earth before ZEUS is online, humanity dies. It's that simple. In space near Jupiter, Captain Joe Martin led his squadron into their first engagement with alien advance. Scouts. 3 Vorthak cruisers had pushed ahead of the main fleet, testing human defenses and gathering intelligence. All fighters, attack pattern Delta, Joe commanded. Hit the lead cruiser with everything we have, then scatter before they can lock on to us. The human fighters accelerated to maximum speed, their engines burning bright against the darkness of space. Joe watched his targeting systems lock onto the alien vessel, which was easily 10 times larger than his entire squadron combined. Weapons free, he ordered. Pour it on them. Missiles and energy weapons lanced out from the human fighters, striking the alien cruiser's shields in brilliant flashes of light. For a moment, Joe felt a surge of hope as the enemy shields flickered under the assault. Then the aliens returned fire. The Vorthak weapons were unlike anything humanity had faced before. Instead of simple energy beams or projectiles, they fired what looked like tears in space itself. Reality seemed to bend and twist where the weapons struck. Lieutenant Carol Baker's fighter took a direct hit and simply disappeared. Not destroyed, not vaporized, but gone as if it had never existed. Her last transmission was cut off mid-word. "All fighters, evasive maneuvers," Joe shouted, his voice tight with shock. "Get out of their weapon range now." The surviving fighters scattered as more alien weapons tore through space where they had been. Joe's squadron had been reduced from 12 ships to 7 in less than 30 seconds. But their sacrifice had not been meaningless. The alien advance scouts had been forced to slow down and engage, buying precious minutes for ZEUS to continue its activation sequence. Back on Earth, Dr. Carl White monitored the energy levels climbing steadily toward activation thresholds. Around the globe, ZEUS installations were coming online in carefully programmed sequences. "Colonel, we're detecting massive electromagnetic disturbances across the planet," Carl reported. "The aurora borealis is visible at latitudes where it's never been seen before. Earth's magnetic field is responding to the ZEUS activation." Kate studied the displays, showing the planet's changing energy profile. Earth was transforming from a simple world into something unprecedented in galactic history. The question was whether ZEUS would be ready before the alien armada arrived. Commander Luke Evans watched from his monitoring station as the main alien fleet began to accelerate toward Earth. The massive formation moved through space like an unstoppable force of nature, leaving behind the wreckage of human outposts and defense platforms. "Sir, the alien fleet will reach Mars orbit in 6 hours," sensor operator Janet Kim reported. "Should we evacuate the monitoring station?" Luke looked at his small crew of technicians and analysts. These brave men and women had volunteered to stay at their posts, providing crucial intelligence even as certain death approached. "No," he said quietly. "We stay until the last possible moment. Earth needs to know everything about that fleet." As the alien armada swept deeper into the solar system, millions of humans on Earth looked up at the night sky, knowing that their planet's fate would be decided within hours. Some prayed, some prepared for war, and some simply held their loved ones close. But deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, ZEUS continued its awakening, drawing power from the planet itself and preparing to show the galaxy what Earth could really do. The moment ZEUS came online, Earth changed forever. Colonel Kate Williams felt the transformation begin as a deep vibration that seemed to come from the planet's core itself. Every display in the ZEUS command center blazed with activity as systems that had taken 50 years to build activated in perfect sequence. "ZEUS is online," announced Dr. Carl White, his voice filled with awe. "All primary installations are connected and drawing power. Colonel, we're reading energy levels that exceed our highest projections." Kate watched the main display as Earth transformed before her eyes. Massive energy collectors rose from hidden installations on every continent, emerging from beneath the ground like technological mountains. These were not simple buildings or weapons platforms. They were extensions of the planet itself, connected to Earth's magnetic field, geological forces, and atmospheric energy. "Show me the defensive grid," Kate ordered. The display switched to a view of Earth from space. Streams of energy flowed across the planet's surface, connecting the ZEUS installations in a web of power that encircled the globe. The aurora borealis danced across the sky at latitudes where it had never been seen, and Earth's magnetic field pulsed with controlled energy. Chief Engineer Ron Davis called out from his station across the command center. "Colonel, the planetary. Shield generators are coming online. We're creating a defensive barrier that extends 10,000 miles above Earth's surface." Dr. Sue Palmer monitored the energy systems that made ZEUS possible. "Ron, we're drawing power directly from Earth's rotation, magnetic field, and thermal core. The planet is generating more energy than a small star." Kate activated the communication, linked to Fleet Admiral Beth Clark, who was desperately trying to coordinate Earth's conventional defenses against impossible odds. "Admiral, ZEUS is operational," Kate announced. "You can withdraw your ships to safe positions." Beth's image appeared on the screen, her face showing exhaustion and stress. Behind her, the Fleet Command Center was filled with reports of devastating losses as human ships tried to slow the alien advance. "Colonel, we've lost 60% of our ships," Beth reported grimly. "The alien weapons are beyond anything we've ever faced. Captain Martin's fighter squadrons managed to delay their advance by 3 hours, but they're almost at Mars orbit now." Kate studied the tactical displays showing the alien armada's approach. 12,000 ships moved toward Earth in a formation designed to overwhelm any planetary defense. Admiral Kethvar's flagship led the assault, its massive bulk bristling, with weapons that could crack a planet's crust. "Admiral, order all human ships to withdraw beyond the Jupiter orbit," Kate commanded. "ZEUS is about to show these aliens what Earth can really do." Captain Max Thompson piloted one of the few remaining human fighters as the retreat order came through. His squadron had been reduced to 3 ships after engaging the alien vanguard, but they had seen enough to know that conventional weapons were useless against the enemy. "All fighters, this is command," came Admiral Clark's voice. "Withdraw to safe positions. ZEUS is taking over planetary defense." Max looked back at Earth as his fighter accelerated away from the planet. The blue marble looked different now. Energy streams danced across its surface, and the aurora borealis had expanded to cover the entire planet in shifting curtains of light. "What the hell is ZEUS?" asked his wingman, Lieutenant Dave Ross. "I guess we're about to find out," Max replied, watching as massive structures continued to rise from Earth's surface. On the alien flagship, Admiral Kethvar studied the strange energy readings coming from the human homeworld. His tactical officers were confused by the unusual electromagnetic patterns, but Kethvar dismissed their concerns. "Primitive planetary defenses," he growled. "The humans are desperate and trying anything they can think of. Continue the advance. We'll crush their pathetic attempts at resistance." Crystal Singer Velthanis joined the Vorthak Admiral on the bridge, her crystalline form reflecting the light of distant stars. "Admiral, our sensors are detecting energy levels from the human world that seem impossible. Perhaps we should approach with more caution." "Caution?" Kethvar's laugh was harsh and dismissive. "Against animals who learned to travel between stars only 2 centuries ago? We have weapons that can shatter planets and shields that have never been penetrated. What could these humans possibly do that would threaten us?" The alien armada continued its approach, confident in their overwhelming superiority. They had conquered 100 worlds and faced every type of planetary defense system known to galactic civilization. Nothing the humans could do would be more than a minor inconvenience. Then ZEUS fired its first shot. The weapon didn't come from a ship or a space station. It came from Earth itself. The planet's magnetic field focused and directed energy drawn from its core, creating a beam of pure force that reached across space at the speed of light. The beam struck the leading Vorthak dreadnought, and the massive ship simply ceased to exist. Not destroyed, not broken apart, but completely annihilated as if it had never been there at all. On the ZEUS command center, Dr. Carl White watched the readings with amazement. "Colonel, the magnetic field weapon drew power equivalent to a solar flare and focused it into a beam less than 10 meters wide. The precision is incredible." Kate studied the tactical display as confusion spread through the alien fleet. They had just witnessed something impossible by their understanding of physics. A planet had reached across space and eliminated one of their most powerful warships. "Target the second dreadnought," Kate ordered. "Show them that wasn't luck." Earth's magnetic field pulsed again, and another beam of concentrated energy lanced out across space. The second Vorthak dreadnought suffered the same fate as the first, vanishing completely from existence. Admiral Kethvar stared at his tactical displays in shock. In 30 seconds, he had lost 2 ships that represented the combined firepower of a small fleet. His tactical officers were reporting energy readings that defied everything they knew about physics. "How is this possible?" Kethvar demanded. "Planets don't have weapons. Planets can't fight back." Crystal Singer Velthanis moved to the sensor station, her crystalline form flickering with reflected light. "Admiral, the humans haven't built weapons on their planet. They've turned their planet into a weapon." On Earth, ZEUS continued to reveal its capabilities. Energy collectors across the globe began charging for the next phase of planetary defense. But this time, instead of single-targeted beams, ZEUS prepared to demonstrate the true scope of its power. Dr. Sue Palmer called out from her monitoring station. "Colonel, all atmospheric electrical collectors are synchronizing. We're about to generate a planetary-scale electromagnetic pulse." Kate watched as Earth's atmosphere began to glow with controlled electrical discharges. Storm clouds formed and dissipated in seconds as ZEUS manipulated the planet's weather systems to generate massive amounts of electrical energy. "Fire!" Kate commanded. The electromagnetic pulse erupted from Earth's atmosphere like a wave of invisible force, expanding outward at the speed of light. When it reached the alien fleet, every ship's electronics failed simultaneously. Shields collapsed, weapons powered down, and navigation systems went dark. For the first time in 1,000 years of galactic conquest, Admiral Kethvar felt fear. His mighty armada was drifting helplessly in space, their advanced technology reduced to useless metal by a weapon they couldn't even see. "Emergency power!" Kethvar roared. "Restore our systems immediately!" But as his engineers struggled to bring the fleet back online, Earth prepared its next demonstration. ZEUS had more than defensive capabilities. It was about to show the galaxy what happened when a planet decided to go on the offensive. Captain Max Thompson watched from his fighter as Earth began to change again. The energy streams dancing across the planet's surface were growing brighter, and new structures were emerging from beneath the ground. "Dave, are you seeing this?" Max asked his wingman. "I'm seeing it, but I don't believe it," Dave replied. Earth is turning into something else entirely. They were witnessing the birth of something unprecedented in galactic history. A world that could think, fight, and defend itself like a living creature. The aliens had come expecting to conquer a helpless planet. Instead, they had awakened a sleeping giant that was about to reshape the galaxy forever. Earth was no longer content to simply defend itself. With ZEUS fully operational, the planet began its counterattack. Admiral Grace Lee had been waiting for this moment her entire life. Deep within the moon's core, hidden shipyards had been building, humanity's true fleet for decades. As Zeus powered up Earth's offensive systems, massive blast doors opened on the lunar surface, revealing construction facilities that the aliens had never detected. "All ships, this is Admiral Lee," she announced, over the fleet communication channel. "Operation Thunderbolt is now active. Deploy the ZEUS fleet." One by one, ships emerged from the moon's hidden bays. These weren't the conventional vessels the aliens had been fighting. Each ship was powered by ZEUS technology, connected to Earth's planetary energy grid through quantum communication systems. They moved with speed and grace that defied the aliens' understanding of physics. Commander Nick Shaw piloted the lead fighter in the new formation. His ship, powered by Earth's magnetic field and core energy, could accelerate and maneuver in ways that seemed impossible. The fighter's hull glowed with contained energy, and its weapons drew power directly from the planet itself. "Command, this is Shaw. All ZEUS fighters are operational and ready for combat," Nick reported. "These ships handle like nothing I've ever flown before." Captain Ryan Bell commanded one of the larger ZEUS-powered cruisers. His ship, the Earth's Fury, was connected to the planetary defense grid and could tap into energy levels that matched the output of a small star. "Admiral Lee, all cruiser squadrons report ready for action," Ryan announced. "ZEUS integration is complete. We're showing power levels at 300% of normal capacity." On the alien flagship, Admiral Kethvar watched in growing alarm as his sensors detected the emergence of the human fleet. His tactical officers were reporting impossible readings from the enemy vessels. "Those ships are moving faster than our best interceptors," reported his weapons officer, a reptilian creature with scaled hands that moved frantically over control surfaces. "Admiral, their energy signatures are off our measurement scales." Crystal Singer Velthanis joined Kethvar at the command station, her crystalline form pulsing with nervous energy. "Admiral, those vessels are somehow connected to the planet itself. They're drawing power from the human homeworld across space," Kethvar snarled in frustration. "That's impossible. No technology can transmit energy across interplanetary distances without massive losses. These humans are using physics that don't exist." But the evidence was right in front of them. The human ships moved through space like living extensions of their planet, powered by forces that the Galactic Council had never encountered. ZEUS technology didn't just give Earth new weapons. It had created an entirely new type of warfare. Commander Nick Shaw led the first attack run against the alien fleet's outer formations. His ZEUS fighter accelerated to speeds that should have torn the ship apart, but the energy field surrounding his vessel protected him from the effects of extreme acceleration. "All fighters, target the Zephyrian crystal ships," Nick commanded. "Their crystalline structure should be vulnerable to our magnetic field disruptors." The ZEUS fighters dove into the alien formation like arrows of light. Their weapons, powered by Earth's magnetic field, fired beams of energy that disrupted the molecular bonds holding the crystalline ships together. Within seconds, 6 Zephyrian vessels shattered like glass sculptures struck by hammers. Captain Ryan Bell brought his cruiser into range of the alien heavy ships. The Earth's Fury unleashed weapons that drew power directly from Earth's core, creating energy bolts that punched through alien shields as if they were made of paper. "Target the Hive collective carriers," Ryan ordered his weapons officer. "Let's see how their insectoid technology handles planetary-level energy output." The cruiser's main guns fired in sequence, each shot carrying the equivalent power of a volcanic eruption. The alien carriers, massive ships designed to launch thousands of fighters, exploded in brilliant flashes as their hulls were overwhelmed by energies they had no defense against. Admiral Kethvar watched his fleet being torn apart by weapons that shouldn't exist. In less than an hour, he had lost a third of his ships to human vessels that were impossibly powerful and fast. "All ships, concentrate fire on the human fleet," Kethvar ordered desperately. "Destroy their vessels before they can eliminate us completely." The alien armada turned its weapons on the ZEUS-powered ships, unleashing devastating firepower that had conquered 100 worlds. Reality-tearing weapons and planet-cracking energy beams lanced out toward the human fleet. But the ZEUS ships were protected by the same planetary energy fields that powered them. The alien weapons, deadly as they were, couldn't penetrate shields that drew strength from an entire world's magnetic field and geological forces. Commander Nick Shaw felt his fighters shake as alien weapons struck his shields. But the energy barriers held firm. "All pilots, those weapons can't hurt us as long as we stay connected to ZEUS. Press the attack." The human fighters dove deeper into the alien formation, their weapons cutting through enemy ships like hot knives through ice. The ZEUS technology gave them advantages that the aliens couldn't match or counter. On Earth, Colonel Kate Williams monitored the battle from the ZEUS command center. Displays showed the flow of energy from the planet to the fleet, a connection that allowed ships to fight with the power of an entire world behind them. "Dr. White, how are the power transfer systems holding up?" Kate asked. Carl studied his instruments with amazement. "Colonel, we're transmitting more energy across space than the total output of most star systems. The quantum communication links are operating perfectly. Our ships are fighting with the full strength of Earth itself." The battle in space was unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. Human ships powered by planetary forces engaged alien vessels that had conquered the stars for centuries. But the ZEUS technology gave humanity advantages that turned the tide of battle completely. Dr. Sue Palmer called out from her monitoring station. "Colonel, the alien fleet is beginning to retreat. Their command ship is pulling back toward the outer system." Kate studied the tactical displays with satisfaction. The mighty alien armada that had come to destroy humanity was fleeing from Earth's unexpected defenses. "Signal Admiral Lee," Kate ordered. "Tell her to pursue the aliens but stay within ZEUS range. We don't want to lose our power connection." "Admiral." Grace Lee received the message as her fleet chased the retreating aliens toward Jupiter's orbit. Her ships moved through space like extensions of Earth itself, carrying the planet's power and fury to their enemies. "All ships, maintain pursuit," Grace commanded. "But remember, we're connected to Earth by quantum links. Don't exceed operational range." The aliens had come expecting to face a primitive species with limited technology. Instead, they encountered something unprecedented in galactic history, a planet that fought like a living creature, protecting itself and striking back with the fury of geological forces. Admiral Kethvar's retreat was a desperate attempt to regroup and understand what had happened to his fleet. In a single day, humanity had revealed capabilities that defied everything the Galactic Council knew about warfare. But the battle was far from over. Earth had shown its defensive and offensive power, but the real test would come when the galaxy learned what humans could do when they stopped holding back. The ZEUS technology had transformed Earth from a target into a fortress. Now it was about to turn humanity from victims into something the galaxy had never seen before. A species that could project power across entire star systems while remaining connected to the strength of their home world. The aliens had wanted to punish Earth for its rapid expansion. Instead, they had awakened a sleeping giant that would reshape the balance of power throughout the galaxy. News of Earth's victory spread across the galaxy faster than light itself. The impossible had happened. A single planet had defeated the combined might of the Galactic Council's armada. Across 1,000 star systems, species that had lived under Council rule for centuries began to whisper about the humans who had turned their world into a weapon. On the Zerion homeworld, Chancellor Vexan received the battle reports with growing excitement. His people had been forced into the Galactic Council alliance 300 years ago, their independence crushed by Vorthak warships. Now, for the first time in centuries, there was hope for freedom. Send a coded message to the human homeworld. Chancellor Vexan ordered his communications officer. Tell them that the Zerion Republic remembers what freedom means, and we wish to speak with them about mutual defense. Similar messages began arriving at Earth from dozens of species across the galaxy. The Rillian Trade Federation, the Corvani mining guilds, and the Independent Merchant Alliance all reached out to humanity, seeking protection from the chaos that was spreading as the Council's authority crumbled. President Claire Adams stood before the emergency session of the Global Parliament, addressing representatives from every nation on Earth. The blue marble that had been threatened with destruction just days ago was now the center of galactic attention. My fellow humans, President Adams began, we face a choice that will define our species' future. Do we remain isolated on Earth, or do we step forward as protectors of freedom throughout the galaxy? Ambassador Vic Green had been working around the clock to establish diplomatic channels with the species seeking human protection. His communication center was flooded with messages from worlds that had never spoken to humans before. President Adams, we're receiving over 300 formal requests for alliance or protection agreements, Vic reported. Species that have been oppressed by the Council for centuries are reaching out to us. At Luna Command, Admiral Jack Morrison coordinated the deployment of ZEUS-powered ships throughout human space. The technology that had saved Earth was now being used to establish a defensive network that could protect allied species. Admiral Lee, deploy the 3rd ZEUS fleet to the Zerion system, Jack commanded. The Vorthak Empire is sending punishment fleets against species that have declared independence. We need to show them that Earth's protection is real. Admiral Grace Lee acknowledged the orders from her flagship as it moved through space at speeds that still amazed her crew. The ZEUS-powered vessels could travel between star systems in days rather than weeks, their energy shields protecting them from the dangers of faster-than-light travel. Jack, the ZEUS ships are performing beyond all expectations, Grace reported. We can deploy fleets to allied systems and maintain power connections to Earth across interstellar distances. The quantum communication links work perfectly. Captain Sao, Ryan Bell commanded one of the ZEUS cruisers heading toward the Zerion system. His ship moved through hyperspace surrounded by energy fields that drew power from Earth's magnetic field across impossible distances. Navigation, how long until we reach Zerion space? Ryan asked. 14 hours at current speed, Captain, replied his navigator. The ZEUS drive systems are maintaining perfect efficiency. We're traveling faster than anything in the galaxy while using Earth's power to fuel our journey. Meanwhile, Dr. Rick James led scientific teams studying captured alien technology from the battle. The wreckage of Vorthak and Zephyrian ships provided insights into galactic technology that had been developed over thousands of years. Colonel Williams, we're learning incredible things from the alien vessels, Rick reported from his laboratory beneath the Pacific Ocean. Their technology is advanced, but it's also stagnant. They haven't innovated in centuries because the Council discourages new developments. Engineer Sarah Wood worked alongside Rick to understand how alien technology might be integrated with ZEUS systems. Her discoveries were opening possibilities that neither humans nor aliens had ever imagined. "Rick, look at these power distribution systems," Sarah said excitedly. "The aliens use technology that's thousands of years old. If we combine their knowledge with ZEUS innovations, we could create things that neither of our species developed alone." Back on the Vorthak homeworld, Admiral Kethvar faced the Council of Scales in disgrace. His defeat at Earth had shattered. The Empire's reputation for invincibility and rebellions were breaking out across Council space. "Admiral, explain to us how a single planet destroyed half of our greatest armada," demanded High Commander Sektar, his scales dark with anger. "How did animals defeat our finest warriors?" Kethvar struggled to find words that could explain what had happened. "High Commander, the humans didn't just build weapons. They turned their entire planet into a fortress. They used their world's natural forces as weapons in ways we never imagined possible." Crystal Singer Velthanis provided, her report to the Zephyrian Collective, her crystalline form flickering with patterns that indicated deep concern. "The human technology bypasses our understanding of physics. They draw power from planetary forces and transmit it across space without energy loss. This threatens the foundation of our technological superiority." The Hive Collective's analysis was even more disturbing. Hive mind designation. Zextar communicated with the collective consciousness that linked all their species. "The humans represent a fundamental change in galactic warfare. Their ability to fight with planetary power makes traditional fleet tactics obsolete. We must adapt or face extinction." On Earth, the ZEUS Command Center had become the nerve center of a growing interstellar alliance. Colonel Kate Williams coordinated defensive operations across multiple star systems while monitoring the energy flows that powered humanity's new role in galactic politics. "Dr. White, how are the power distribution systems handling the load?" Kate asked. Carl studied displays showing energy flows to ZEUS fleets throughout local space. "Colonel, Earth is generating and transmitting more power than entire civilizations use in a year. The planet has become the energy source for a new type of interstellar civilization." President Claire Adams addressed the nation again as reports came in of successful ZEUS fleet deployments. Human ships had arrived at 3 different star systems, providing protection for species seeking independence from Council rule. "Citizens of Earth, I'm proud to announce that our ZEUS fleets have successfully established defensive positions in allied systems. The Zerion Republic is now under Earth's protection, along with the Rillian Trade Federation and the Corvani Mining Guilds. The success of these deployments sent shockwaves throughout the galaxy. For the first time in 1,000 years, species could declare independence from the Galactic Council without facing immediate destruction. Earth's protection was real and effective. Ambassador Vic Green worked to establish formal alliance structures, with the growing number of species seeking human protection. "President Adams, we need to create governmental structures for this alliance. We're no longer just defending Earth, we're building a new galactic civilization." The transformation was happening faster than anyone had expected. Earth, which had been threatened with destruction just days ago, was becoming the center of a new galactic order based on freedom and mutual protection rather than conquest and oppression. Dr. Sue Palmer monitored the global effects of ZEUS operations from her station in the command center. "Colonel Williams, the continuous operation of ZEUS systems is actually improving Earth's environmental conditions. The magnetic field manipulations are reducing radiation exposure, and the atmospheric electrical control is regulating global weather patterns." Kate smiled as she watched the displays showing Earth's transformation. ZEUS hadn't just saved humanity from destruction. It had turned Earth into something unprecedented, a world that could nurture life while projecting power. Across the galaxy, the aliens had come to punish Earth for its expansion and chaotic nature. Instead, they had awakened a species that would bring order to a galaxy that had been ruled by fear for too long. But the real challenge was just beginning. Earth had proven it could defend itself and its allies. Now, humanity would have to prove it could build something better than the civilization it had defeated. 6 months after the Great Battle, Earth had become something no one had ever imagined, the beating heart of a new galactic civilization. The ZEUS defense grid now protected 47 star systems, sheltering species that had lived under oppression. For centuries, Admiral Troy Baker stood on the bridge of his flagship as it patrolled the outer edges of Allied space. His ZEUS-powered fleet moved through the cosmos like guardians of a new age, their hulls glowing with the energy of Earth's planetary forces. "Admiral, we're receiving a distress call from the Pelleran system," reported his communications officer. "A refugee fleet is under attack by Vorthak raiders." Troy nodded grimly. The collapse of the Galactic Council had created chaos throughout space as former member species fought for independence, while Council loyalists tried to maintain control through brutality. "Set course for Pelleran space. Maximum ZEUS velocity," Troy commanded. "Signal Earth that we're responding to another refugee situation." The ship accelerated through hyperspace, drawing power from Earth across impossible distances. Within hours, Troy's fleet emerged near Pelleran space to find a massive civilian convoy under attack by Vorthak warships. "All ships, protect the refugees," Troy ordered. "Show these raiders what happens when they threaten innocent people under Earth's protection." The ZEUS-powered weapons lanced out across space, striking the Vorthak ships with energies drawn from Earth's core. The raiders, expecting to face helpless civilians, found themselves confronting the full fury of humanity's planetary defenses. Back on Earth, Dr. Jane Lewis oversaw the construction of ZEUS stations throughout Allied space. These installations allowed Earth to extend its protective influence across vast distances while providing advanced technology to species seeking to rebuild their civilizations. "President Adams, the Rillian ZEUS station is now operational," Jane reported from her orbital command center. "We can now provide direct planetary defense for their homeworld using Earth's energy transmitted through quantum links." The ZEUS stations represented something unprecedented in galactic history. Never before had one world been able to protect dozens of others across interstellar distances. Earth wasn't building an empire, it was creating a network of mutual protection and cooperation. Captain Matt Stone piloted his exploration vessel toward the galaxy's outer rim, where ZEUS sensors had detected signs of hidden civilizations. His mission was to find species that had been forced into hiding during the Council's reign of terror. "Captain, we're detecting artificial structures in the Kepler 442 system," reported his science officer. "The energy signatures suggest an advanced civilization that's been hiding from galactic detection." Matt guided his ship toward the mysterious signals, knowing that his ZEUS-powered vessel represented hope to species that had lived in fear for generations. When first contact was made, he would offer them something they hadn't heard in centuries, a chance to live freely under Earth's protection. On the former Galactic Council capital world, the great assembly halls stood empty. The reptilian Vorthak, crystalline Zephyrians, and insectoid hive collective that had once ruled the galaxy were now struggling to maintain control of their own systems. Former High Commander Sektar of the Vorthak Empire paced through his war room, studying reports of continued defeats. His once mighty fleet had been reduced to scattered raiders and pirates as more species declared independence under Earth's protection. How many systems have we lost this week? Sektar demanded of his intelligence officer. 12 more systems have requested human protection, came the reluctant reply. Admiral Baker's ZEUS fleet responded to all of them within hours. Our forces cannot match their speed or firepower. The Zephyrian Collective faced similar problems. Crystal Singer Velthanis reported to her People's Governing Council about the continuing collapse of their territorial holdings. The humans offer protection without demanding tribute or submission, she explained to her fellow crystal beings. Species choose them over us because they provide security while allowing freedom. We cannot compete with such an approach. The Hive Collective's analysis was even more disturbing. Their linked consciousness concluded that humanity represented an evolutionary leap in galactic civilization, a species that could provide the benefits of unity while preserving individual freedom. On Earth, President Claire Adams addressed the Global Parliament as they discussed the establishment of the Galactic Freedom Alliance. Representatives from 47 different species participated in the session through quantum communication links. Citizens of Earth and our allied worlds, President Adams began. 6 months ago, we faced extinction. Today, we stand as guardians of freedom throughout this region of the galaxy. But with this power comes great responsibility. Ambassador Vic Green had been working to establish the legal and governmental structures for the new alliance. President Adams, the alliance charter, has been approved by all member species. We now have a formal framework for cooperation and mutual defense. The alliance charter was unlike anything the galaxy had seen before. Instead of conquest and subjugation, it established principles of mutual respect, technological sharing, and collective defense. Earth provided protection and advanced technology, while allied species contributed their unique knowledge and resources. Dr. Rick James presented his latest research to the Global Science Council, showing how the combination of human and alien technologies was creating unprecedented innovations. President Adams, by working with our allies, we've made breakthroughs that neither humans nor aliens could have achieved alone, Rick explained. The Zerian crystalline computers combined with ZEUS energy systems have created processing power that exceeds anything in recorded history. Engineer Sarah Wood demonstrated one of these breakthrough technologies, a terraforming system that could transform lifeless worlds into garden planets in decades rather than centuries. The Rillian atmospheric processors combined with our ZEUS weather control systems can create Earth-like conditions on any rocky planet, Sarah reported. We're not just protecting existing worlds, we're creating new ones for refugees and expanding populations. Captain Ryan Bell commanded one of the ZEUS fleets exploring the galaxy's outer regions, searching for more species that had been oppressed by the Old Council. His discoveries were reshaping humanity's understanding of galactic civilization. Earth Command, we found evidence of at least 200 species that were driven to extinction by Council policies, Ryan reported sadly. But we've also found dozens of hidden civilizations that survived by hiding from galactic detection. Each new discovery brought more species into the Alliance. The network of ZEUS-protected worlds continued to expand as Earth's influence spread throughout local space. Colonel Kate Williams monitored the global ZEUS operations from her command center, watching as Earth's energy flowed to installations throughout the galaxy. The planet had become more than humanity's home. It was the power source for a new type of civilization. Dr. White, are you seeing any strain on the planetary systems? Kate asked. Carl studied the displays with amazement. Colonel, the continuous operation of ZEUS systems is actually strengthening Earth's natural processes. The magnetic field is more stable than it's been in millennia, and the geological activity is perfectly controlled. Earth is thriving as the months passed. Stories spread throughout the galaxy about the humans who had turned their world into a fortress, and then used that power to protect the innocent rather than conquer the weak. Species that had never heard of Earth began seeking humanity's protection. The deep space monitoring stations that had once watched for alien threats now coordinated rescue missions and diplomatic contacts. Commander Luke Evans, who had witnessed the first alien assault, now oversaw operations that brought hope to oppressed peoples throughout the galaxy. Earth has received over 1,000 requests for Alliance membership this month, Luke reported to his superiors. The ZEUS network can handle the expansion, but we're running out of qualified personnel to staff all these operations. The problem was a good one to have. Earth's population of 10 billion humans was being supplemented by billions of allied species citizens who contributed their skills and knowledge to the growing civilization. President Adams addressed the galaxy in a broadcast that reached every inhabited system. To all species seeking freedom from oppression, Earth extends its protection. To those who would prey upon the innocent, know that the combined might of the Alliance stands ready to defend the defenseless. The message was clear. The old galactic order based on fear and conquest was ending. In its place rose something unprecedented, a civilization based on cooperation, protection, and the shared dream of freedom. The ZEUS defense grid had grown from Earth's desperate last stand into the foundation of a new galactic age. The project's original purpose, defending Earth from alien invasion, had evolved into something far greater. Humanity had proven that a single species could change the course of galactic history not through conquest, but through protection. Earth remembered its own struggle for freedom and extended that same opportunity to every species in the galaxy. And in the deep space communication networks that connected the Alliance worlds, one message repeated endlessly in every known language. Earth remembers, Earth protects, Earth endures. The galaxy had tried to punish Earth FEF,